guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is sunscreen. Now I know most of you have adequate knowledge about sunscreens. So I'm here to talk about something that you might not know. We start with the basics, and by saying basics I mean to say that let's just start with what causes or what urges you to use a sunscreen. Sunlight, which is the triggering factor, has both UVA and UVB light in it. Now this light causes a lot of damage to your skin. For example, UVA light causes aging to your skin, that is called photoaging, and also causes you to have hyperpigmentation, which is the main cause of free radical damage in your skin, which starts making you look very dull and ultimately results in aging. So the second type of sunlight, which is the UVB rays, causes your skin to burn. Now I know most of you don't know that there are two types of sunscreens, and whatever you're using, physical or chemical, you think is the ultimate sunscreen for your skin. So a physical sunscreen is the one which is made up of mineral salts and also inorganic salts, whereas the chemical one is made up of organic salts. So if you want to look out about what kind of sunscreen you're using, you should look at the content. A physical sunscreen contains the contents like titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, whereas chemical sunscreens contain benzoyl rings in their compound. The benzoyl rings are part of the phenol chain of compounds. Another content of chemical sunscreens is PABA. Now what is PABA? PABA is para-amino benzoic acid, again a part of the benzoyl or phenol family. Now PABA, you need to be careful before using PABA containing sunscreens, and that is because it might just trigger irritant contact dermatitis in your skin. So you need to do a patch test before using a PABA containing sunscreen. The physical sunscreen is safer to use than the chemical sunscreen, but there are again some drawbacks of physical sunscreens, and that is that it leaves a white cast on your face, whereas a chemical sunscreen is very moisturizing and hydrating, and you feel better to use a chemical sunscreen than a physical sunscreen. But another advantage of a physical sunscreen is that it is a broad spectrum sunscreen, that is, it covers both UVA and UVB damage of sunlight on your skin, whereas chemical sunscreens don't actually cover both the rays, and some rays can still pass through the sunscreen and damage your skin. So it is much better to use a physical sunscreen. Now, who needs a sunscreen? Almost each and every person needs a sunscreen, irrespective of your race, irrespective of your gender, your age, or your skin type and skin color. You may be extremely white or black, that doesn't matter. Each and every person needs to use a sunscreen. A sunscreen not only protects you from skin tanning, skin burning, it also protects you from aging. It protects you from the different type of skin cancers, which are mostly prevalent in the fair skinned people more than the dark skinned people. So yeah, fair skinned people need it the most. Now what makes a good sunscreen? Anything above 30 SPF is considered quite good. Now what is 30 SPF? A sunscreen will just multiply the time to cause photo damage to your skin by 30 times. So if you take 1 minute for your skin to be damaged by the sun, it will take 30 minutes if you apply a 30 SPF sunscreen. So that is the advantage of applying a sunscreen. Now it totally also depends before how much time you had layered your skin with sunscreen, what amount of sunscreen you had used, and also the temperature and humidity and sweat. All these factors also come in consideration when you apply a sunscreen and the damage which it protects you from. But a 30 or more of SPF is the best if you are looking for everyday wear. A 30 sunscreen is quite liquidy compared to a 50 SPF sunscreen, so some might just prefer using a 30 SPF because it is easier to apply than a 51, because 51s are quite thicker than the 31s. So when to wear a sunscreen? Whenever you are stepping out of the house 15 minutes prior, you need to apply sunscreen. How you use a sunscreen? Never rub your sunscreen like this on your face. Always dab your sunscreen on your face. Never please rub it, because what happens when you rub a sunscreen is that it breaks the molecules inside the sunscreen and it won't actually give you the utmost protection from sunlight. So it is better if you just dab it, and 15 minutes prior if you apply before leaving the house, and then you leave the house, which is the best timing for you to apply a sunscreen. Now, how many times to reapply the sunscreen? You can apply and reapply your sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours, and that will be the best time for you, and it will give you optimum protection from sunlight if you reapply the sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours. Now, where do you apply the sunscreen? The main area being your face. The second important area is the neck and the back of your neck. And the third, which can be skipped but not always, are your hands and your legs. Now, your hands don't need that much of sunscreen which your face and neck needs, because they're not that much exposed to the sun. But if you are a person who works outdoor always, it's a must to apply sunscreen to your hands and also to your feet. Especially if you are in the outdoors and you're sweating a lot, or you're swimming, or you're doing some very exhausting activity, so you need to apply and reapply the sunscreen many more times than on a normal day. And also the quantity needs to be increased a bit, so that will do the job. So yes, that was it for today's video, and I'll come back with another video. Till then, bye bye.